The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Read by Michelle Ingalls. March 12th. The eternal cycles of life in motion fulfill my faith. There is another way of saying that something happens when a man believes. Faith is operated upon by some principle which is a government of law and order, and which has within itself the power to execute itself. Prayer is not to ask God to be God. There is a supreme intelligence in the universe. We cannot tell it anything. What little we know, we have drawn from it. There is an absolute spirit around us. It does not need our existence. It has already surrendered itself to us, but we have not yet surrendered ourselves to it. That is what prayer or treatment is for. We do not pray the principle of peace to desist from confusion, but we seek that peace that it shall enter into our confused souls. Therefore, prayer or meditation is for the purpose of becoming receptive to the divine influx, which already owns everything, knows everything, governs all things, and creates what we need if we but permit it to, in its own nature, which is goodness, truth, and beauty. Each turns to the within something after this fashion. We let go of everything, drop every fear from our minds, drop all confusion from our thought, and enter into the inter-secret communion with this great reality, which is our universal self, God, in whom we live and move and have our being. We are conscious that this divine presence overshadows and indwells. It is both without this physical, mental being and within this physical, mental being. Therefore, it is the spiritual reality of this being, the I am, which is universal, eternal, and perfect. Now, this spirit is our spirit. It is our life from which we now draw full, complete, and perfect being. This divine intelligence does govern us intelligently. It does direct us consciously, accurately, unerringly. We surrender to it every fear, every sense of uncertainty of the future, every thought of our morbidity of the past. We surrender all confusion and doubt, and we know that the divine influx removes every mental obstruction to peace. It removes every sense of condemnation and judgment, and we enter into the fulfillment of its perfection now. We believe if there is any part of our physical being which needs healing, it heals it. That the power within us and all around us which creates can recreate, can make whole now. We believe if there is any conflict in our mental being, it can be removed because the spirit is higher than the mind and more than the body. And we are dealing with that spirit which, animating the mind with divine intelligence, produces an influx of spiritual life in the body, healing without effort, both mind and body. We relinquish, we let go of those things which bother us mentally or hurt us physically. We know that the divine presence is the eternal healer because it is the everlasting giver of life. And we know the intelligence which created the universe and projected it in form and governs it with perfect law. That divine being directs our movements intelligently, coherently, constructively, certainly, bringing to each that which he calls success and prosperity, happiness, fulfillment of life, action. And we know that divine being governing everything out of its own nature works without effort, birthless and deathless and tireless. It moves through us to perfect ends now. The eternal cycles of life in motion fulfill my faith.